Okay, I just came up with this idea too, just like something to kind of go back and forth over. And what I see with the book spear. Okay, so on mine's, Jeremy Lott's diary basically pointed out something that's happened with the Kindle Direct program, and he's basically saying the guidelines trap will snare a lot of independent authors who use Amazon. Just now, I brought all the remaining SE Heart books that I don't have while I still can in print, so nobody can do digital take backs in the future. If you feel like getting his back on this one, there's the link. I'll also link it in the vid just so you can see where this stuff is coming from. But apparently this writer's basically saying he's put out a lot other books. Like, I looked at his backlog, he has like 6+ books in there, maybe up to 10. But apparently this particular guideline, he did some sort of infringement. We found that your books violate our content guidelines, and when he was asking what part of the guideline his book basically violated, they wouldn't give him a direct answer. And since he's put up other books before without any issue, and he put this book up in the same way he's put up other ones, this is very suspect. They're probably going to test the waters with relatively unknown indies. Like, I don't expect those of, like, Mr. De La Rosa's level or even Nick Cole's level to get the whammy hammer like this just yet. Because they'd rather go after, like, what they consider nobody indies probably first. You know, probably those people that maybe sell a couple hundred books. You know, the bigger movers in the indie land that basically cater to the whale readers, they probably won't get as affected by this. Like I said, I'll link this below for this particular interesting aspect. And then Mr. Niemeyer gets into a fun little kind of observation. Because there has been a kind of snapback with the resurgence of Christian values in some sectors, but the people that usually try to poke at this, they generally have that aspiring author thing in their bio. Okay, the reason why I'm so harsh on the aspiring writer thing is because I had that mentality for quite a while. And so when I see it in other people, it pisses me off even more because I wasted a whole hell of a lot of time being in that dream zone. You know, the imposter syndrome zone. Because I was in that for a while, but it took Pulp Rev to basically like show me the way. This is the way. You want to put something out there? This is the way. And so yeah, aspiring author, part-time editor, forever DM, and okay. Aspiring is a noose around your neck. It will prevent you from committing to the bit. It will give you the excuse of, I am not going to write today. In fact, I'm taking a moment to pause in my own writing just to make this little bit of, like, I guess I could call it around the hobby sphere or something. But this shit's annoying to me. You either are going to write, you're going to do it, or you're not. That's it. You can spend forever world building, forever coming up with ideas, forever coming up with concepts, but until you put that shit to paper, or you type it out on the screen in Word, or Scrivener, or whatever kind of program you use, you're not a writer. You're just a imposter syndrome, just sitting there trying to ride on other people's coattails. Ride on your own coattails. Compare you to you and keep going. If you're not going to put out anything, if you're not going to put it out on the blog, if you're not going to make it a serial, if you're not going to put out a comic, if you're not going to put out scripts, then don't fucking forever talk about it. Just shut up and do it. And then once you have something to show, it can even be a terrible first draft. That's still something. Compared to forever talking about it, forever dreaming up of it, forever talking about theme songs for your characters, or their favorite books, or their favorite foods. It's like, that's not actually writing. That's a lot of brainstorming, but that's not putting anything to goddamn paper. And yes, that's the reason why the curse jar in Uplift Protocol is a thing, is because sometimes when I'm very, very upset or very passionate about something, the curse filter goes to a 7 or maybe up to a 10, depending. But, that's the reason why that's a joke in Uplift Protocol. Like, Eliza is the one that doesn't curse, but everybody else around her does various degrees of cursing. So yeah, there's that. We also still have Mr. Delarosa's Dave's Fault still in the running for another 25 days or so as of this recording. I'll also link that below. We're going to try to get to that fantasy map. I want that fantasy map. Yes. And also feel free to pick up a hardback copy because the art is that good. And I have to get around to getting physical copies of the Advancing Peril because I want to support that physically as well. Because to me, Old Con does very good work. I'll also put his Advancing Peril thing below. I can't really think of anything else to say for now. It seems to be a pretty good little miniature hit here. But yeah, don't be aspiring. Please, get rid of that. I'd rather even people use novice writer or something. But still, it kind of defeats the point. Just, you either write or you don't. I'll even use myself as an example. I didn't start writing the first draft of Uplift Protocol until like about mid-September. The second draft was about November. The third draft was around December because I was just like, you know what, these things aren't really fitting with what I want, because I was trying to copy what the prevailing kind of tropes and setups were in most superhero pros that I had seen, like high schoolers and all that stuff. But it wasn't personally clicking with me. What you see now on the blog is, I would say, a decently built cake, but as I go along, of course, after I'm all said and done, I'll go back and add a little bit more toppings to said cake and other little things from the toolbox. There you go. Have a good day, everybody.